What up guys and fellow lovers of the cubic world, welcome back to another redstone video with me George of course, and today I'm gonna show you a farm that actually took me a long time to design and a long time to test, but it's super cool. And well, it's a spruce tree farm combined with a podzol or dirt farm, right? And here you can see it's pretty simple. The basic premise is we grow a tall spruce tree and then we push it, we blow it up, and then to the side we collect all the podzol, we make it into a small blob of podzol per se, and then we blow it up as well in a small blast chamber. So in concept, the farm is super simple, so I don't think you're gonna have trouble understanding it. The problem though is the redstone. It's a lot of redstone. Actually, if we come down here, you can see the mess of redstone that we have down here. There's a lot of power rails, a lot of redstone lines, observers, pistons. I don't know. It's a lot of redstone, right? Oh, I'm a phantom. So because of the massive amount of redstone that we actually have inside of this farm and all the mechanics that it uses and all that, the the video turns out a little bit long if I explain everything, right? I actually have tried to record it twice already, and every time I'm past the 30 minutes and I haven't finished, and it's a mess, right? So instead, I think we're gonna have to take a more systematic approach to this, right? So I'm gonna divide this farm explanation into four parts: the generation, the removal, the blasting, and the item. We'll get into more detail of what is what in a second. But yeah, I think if we do it like that and we only focus like in the general stuff, not the specifics about the redstone, but how the farm works instead, I think we're gonna be fine, guys. So the first part of the video, guys, is the generation. And I think it's pretty obvious what I mean by generation. We are of course generating a large spruce tree, and also we are generating podzol down there. But how are we doing this? So to get into details, we have to come here into the main chamber where everything happens. Well, not everything, but the main thing, right? So here we are. It's a small chamber. As you can see, it's already kind of covered with leaves. It doesn't matter, it still works. So yeah, the way we are doing... Oh, I forget. We have this flying machine flying back and forth that is going to obstruct our view all the time. But anyways, yeah. Oh, wow. It's going to be difficult. There we go. Alright, so yeah, the basic... premise of the farm is, of course... Oh, what the heck? 2 times in a row, a large... a leafy spruce tree grows. I don't know how to call them, but that's very bad luck. And there it goes. Wow, that was bad luck. But anyways, yeah, okay, finally. So the basic premise of the farm is we grow a large spruce tree, we detect when it grows, and whenever it grows, it's gonna transform all this ground around me to podzol, also the one here at the other side. We have an area of 3 by 8 blocks, and also on this other side, so it's technically 6 by 8 blocks. As you can see, the area gets converted into podzol before we actually grow the tree, and that's when the dispenser turns off, so that we can have time to place the saplings, which by the way are being placed by my friend James Calvo here. He is helping me a little bit by placing the spruce saplings on top of those 4 blocks of podzol. So once the whole thing, the whole trunk of the tree is removed, and all the ground is also removed, and of course the azalea bushes, the carpets, and all that is removed, we activate the dispenser again and we generate another large spruce tree. Yeah, the way we are generating the podzol is super easy. Of course, we have a stone generator. It's a very standard one that I've used a ton of times, for example in my bone meal farm or in my 4 times speed stone generator. But anyways, we generate the stone, and then we of course use some mossifiers, as I like to call them, down here to generate the moss. We have 4 of them, one on each corner. Here's one, here's the second one, and on the other side we have two more, one here and one here. Pretty simple stuff, as I said, and yeah, the way we are detecting the growth of the tree is with this wall. It's a very standard design that I've used a ton of times as well. We are just reading when the wall connects to that log. Actually, we can see it in action just in a second. Right there, as you can see, it's disconnected when it's a sapling, but whenever the sapling grows into a tree, of course the log actually connects with the wall just like that, and we are reading that with some observers that are sending a signal through this redstone line at the bottom. Hopefully you haven't had any problems so far. So the next part of the video is the removal of the logs and the puzzle, right? Well, the removal of the logs, it's actually quite easy. As I mentioned, we are detecting the growth of the tree with a wall down there that is sending a signal through a redstone line, which is actually this one that also sends a signal to this piston. And as you can see, we have a bubble baiter here. It's very weird how the water looks through a crystal here with the lithium render. I'm not sure if it's that way in vanilla Minecraft, but I hate it. But yeah, we have the sticky piston here with a magma block, and as soon as we get the signal here, the piston extends. You could see it right there, and changes the magma block for a slime block. That way the bubble column, well, stops being a bubble column, and it's just water sources now. And yeah, this is a very neat trick that you actually can do with redstone if you didn't know. You can send instant vertical updates with a bubble baiter. So all of these observers here at the side are getting updated at the same time, which means that all of these flying machines, actually these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 flying machines here at the back, also get sent at the same time. And yeah, there we can see it again. They of course push the next set of fly machines, which is a big column with just alternating modules of slime block and honey block flying machines with some sticky pistons at the front. All of these sticky pistons fire at the same time when each of the machine moves, and push the last set of flying machines, which is this one right here, which is the biggest one, of course. And yeah, as you can see, this one is actually quite simple. It's just lines of slime blocks and honey blocks with some observers at the back and some pistons at the front. Now, of course, the job of the pistons is actually quite obvious. We are just pushing all the logs from the trunk of the tree here at the front to be blown up. The reason we also have some slime blocks and honey blocks here at the side without nothing really is because, yeah, the tree doesn't grow just with the trunk, right? It grows with leaves all around it. So all of those leaves actually get removed by the slime blocks and honey blocks, as you are seeing right now. Oh shoot. I have to get out of here. So yeah, there we go. That way we actually are getting some of the saplings that we are using to grow the trees back, and of course all of the things that fall on top of this leaves floor, are being pushed by these honey blocks, and sometimes when they're falling down, they're also pushed by the slime blocks, and they fall down into this water collection little thing here, right? So that's the removal of the blocks for the trunk of the tree, right? But we also have to remove all the puzzles that we are generating here, and also some of the occasional stone that we get, right? That's super easy, of course. We are using the same stone generator to actually push and remove the blocks. Every time we generate new stone, we push it forward, and it also pushes everything that is in front of it here to the back to be able to be moved into the blast chamber. Of course, we also need to detect when the puzzle is being generated, because I'm not using the same detection system. The reason why is because I actually found a very fun mechanic, guys. Let me show you. So to better show you this mechanic, we've come here to the side of the farm where I've planted a spruce tree and on top of a little bit of puzzle here. And as you can see, all of the area is already puzzle, even the blocks below the 4 logs that we have here. So actually, if we get some pistons and some observers and we put them here to the side of the little thing. It doesn't matter wherever we put them because it works the same for each of them. And we are now gonna get some spruce saplings and some bone meal. So we plant the spruce saplings as we normally would do to grow a large spruce tree, and as you can see, all of the pistons are retracted, right? The blocks are right in front of their faces, and when we grow the large spruce tree, look at that. Look at that, guys. All the pistons extend, they leave their blocks behind because, of course, they're powered by a 1 tick pulse from the observers. But look at that, guys. With just the growth of the tree, the observers get an update, which is something strange that I found as I was building the farm, as I was designing it, and that is even when the Podzol is already a Podzol block, it gets updated when a large spruce tree tries to convert it into Podzol. So we're getting an update by converting Podzol into Podzol. Yeah, Minecraft is weird. But anyways, we can use this in our favor. Not because we need to, we actually have the detection system with the wall, but I thought it would be very fun, and it's actually quite faster than with the wall detection system. So I thought we could have some extra detection for the puzzle conversion back here. Something that I found though is that it's not 100% reliable, so to make it 100% reliable, I had to use 9 observers. So we are getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 here at the back, and 9 with this one. So 9 observers are reading puzzle in dirt, and stone that we are getting down back here. And whenever one of them, at least one of them, reads that the puzzle is trying to be converted into puzzle, it sends a signal to this block conveyor belt. And of course, this is a normal standard piston conveyor belt. It has a 3 tick delay in between each of the pushes. We are getting to see it now. As you can see, the blocks that are being pushed by the stone generator get arrive back here, and as soon as they do, the conveyor belt just pushes the blocks to the front here. Pretty easy thing. Actually, one thing that I should mention is that, of course, we are getting a floor that is 8 blocks wide, so we have to repeat this little conversion, this little stone generation 8 times, and the way we are doing that is by counting the times that the block conveyor belt is being powered with this redstone line right here. And something pretty fun that I used was this leaf, and yeah, we are sending an update to it by waterlogging it or de-waterlogging it. I don't know if that's a word, but yeah, we are reading that update, and we are then using a binary counter that counts to 8 to basically remove this block and cut the signal so that the loop doesn't repeat once again. That was not so easy stuff, still quite simple. Hopefully I explained myself well enough so that you understand, guys. If not, feel free to leave me questions down in the comments, leave me your concerns about the farm. I'm always reading those, so yeah, and I appreciate also the interactions in the YouTube channel, right? Anyways, that's all about the removal. We've seen how we remove the logs, and we've seen how we remove the puzzle and stone that we have in the floor. Now, the next thing is the blasting, which is my favorite part, the most fun part as well, and also the part that probably took me the most because I blew this farm up like a ton of times, countless times. You have no idea, guys. But anyways, the blasting of the logs, it's actually the simplest one. I'm just using a TNT dropper with 5 TNT that, yeah, they blow up at 5 different heights so that we can blow up the tree. It's pretty simple. I normally use for my farms a single TNT duper that drops the TNT at different heights, playing with the timings and stuff. But for this farm, it would be so impossible to do that. Well, actually, not impossible, but very difficult. So instead, I just went with the simple approach of 5 different TNT dupers, each with the same timings, just at a different height, so that we get the 5 different TNT at different heights dropped down, right? The way we are activating it is with this observer right here that sends a signal through this redstone line, and we have a little circuit here to actually drop the 5 TNT 2 times. So in reality we are getting 10 TNT per tree. That's just because the first batch of TNT doesn't tend to blow up the entirety of the logs down here. As you can see, we still have a little bit of a remainder of logs down here, so we just send the second TNT and guarantee ourselves a complete blasting of the trunk. One small extra thing that I'm going to mention about this TNT dropper is that I'm using some amethyst clusters to align the TNT more or less to the middle of 2 blocks. So it's actually in between these 2 blocks that is blowing up, as you can see. That's just because the logs of the trunk, the trunk of the spruce trees are 2x2. So yeah, we want to blow up the TNT in the middle of those 2 blocks. The next thing is the complicated part. We are blasting all the Podzol as well, because we cannot do it with the same system that we have here. We are getting way more Podzol than the trees, and of course we are getting it in a different formation. So we have seen how we remove it, right? But then the removal of the blocks actually is 3 ticks per block, right? So that's quite fast, which means that we are getting blocks way faster than a single TNT can handle in a single line. So yeah, instead what I decided to do was reduce the speed by a factor of 2 by making a little separator system here with 2 pistons. So half of the blocks go this way, half of the blocks go this way, and that way we reduce the speed by half. You know, here we can see it in action. There we go. As you can see, it's a perfect splitter. And then we have normal pushers here at the sides that just push the blocks into a central kind of circular formation. Not really, because yeah, we don't have these middle blocks, and we also don't have part of the pistons that would complete the circle here at the sides. But yeah, it's kind of circular. This is a little blast chamber that I designed for this specific farm. And as you can see, we get all the blocks pushed down. Whenever that happens, we also drop down a TNT. Let's see it happen right exactly now. And yeah, all of the blocks, well, not all of the blocks, but most of the blocks are blown up down here. This is the perfect speed to keep up with all the block stream that we are getting. By the way, I should mention that this is a TNT duper that I found on Reddit by a guy named pwouik. Hopefully I'm saying his name wrong. Right, I mean, his name right. I'm probably saying it wrong, but yeah. This is a TNT duper that he designed, and it's very cool because it doesn't use any coral blocks, and also it doesn't use any slime blocks or honey blocks. And yeah, it's a stationary duper, which is perfect for our blast chamber here. I of course made some modifications to his design so that we can get the TNT to stay a little bit longer up here, and yeah, as you can see there, and explode down here at the right height, right? But anyways, that's about the blasting of the blocks. We are saving a lot of time here, guys. I've summarized this farm so much already. But yeah, hopefully I'm not missing anything important. That's the blast chamber 1, and this is the blast chamber 2. All of the blocks are, of course, falling down into... Oh, we have a full storage now. But yeah, all of the blocks are falling down into these 2 sets of water streams. Oh, we also have a backlog already here. But yeah, that's how we are collecting the blocks. Which brings me down to the 4th and final part of the video, which is the items. And this includes the collection of the items and also the items that we are using to power this farm. We'll get into that in a minute. Well guys, I'm forgetting something very important about the farm, and that is how to use it. Yeah, if you are using it, also close up these trapdoors so that none of the logs actually fall down here. To get out of this little chamber here, you just hold down spacebar right here below these water blocks, and it's super easy to float up. Right now I'm being caught up in the pistons, but yeah, it's super easy to get out of this farm. If you can't do that, you can use this powder snow and some leather boots to actually use it as a little step. And yeah, that way you can easily get out of this farm. By the way, in the schematic and the world download, this is a cobweb. It works exactly the same way with the powder snow. That's just to catch the items for the spruce saplings that we're getting. I just broke the farm. But anyways, to turn off the farm, it's actually pretty easy. You have to stop placing saplings here. So, oh goodness. So right now, we are not placing any more saplings. I blocked the Calvo's vision here, and we just flick this lever once this happens. Um, be sure to not turn it off as it is running. So, for example, when we have logs in here, or when the fly machines are running through, the right the right timing for you to turn off the farm is when the dispenser is firing, but there's no saplings or anything in here that could grow. That is your perfect timing to turn off the farm. And of course, you can tell that the farm is off because here the minecart is not moving. And I think that's about it, guys. Let's get back onto the explanation. First, the collection of the items. It's actually pretty obvious how it works. So all the Podzol, or well, the dirt and the stone, the cobblestone, are getting collected down here in a chest. Let's clear up a little bit of that so that we don't have a backlog of blocks up there. So yeah, all of that is collected down here in this chest with that hopper. And all of the logs, and actually spruce saplings and sticks and stuff, are getting collected down here in these chests. Also, sometimes we get some of the moss byproducts here in these chests. But yeah, that works with some waterlogged slabs down here so that they don't get blown up. And of course, we are collecting them with normal hoppers. Both of these storage facilities here, you can extend however you want. And yeah, that means you can maybe hook up a shulker box loader or whatever. And yeah, it shouldn't affect anything of the system. If you are interested on the rates of this farm, you can also have them now in screen. And yeah, we're getting around 6,000 logs per hour and around 4,000 dirt blocks per hour. Also, some of the byproducts of this farm is cobblestone, which we are getting around 700 cobblestone blocks per hour. Spruce saplings, which we are getting 450 saplings approximately per hour. And sticks, which we are getting around 250 per hour. Not bad, I'd say. Anyways, that's for the blocks that we are using. We are getting, sorry. That's the collection. But of course, we are using some blocks, some items to power this farm. The first one is very obvious, and it's the spruce saplings. Our friend Calvo here is using 4 saplings per cycle of this farm. So quite a lot, because the farm is not slow, let's be honest. So yeah, to give him the saplings, we're using this dropper full of saplings, and of course we are extending its storage with these double chests. And the saplings we are using per hour are around 400. So yeah, we are getting 450 per hour. So which means that with the saplings that we are getting from the farm, we can easily refill this chest back here. Of course, you can easily extend this hopper line to wherever you want to have all your saplings replenished for the farm. The reason we have waterlogged leaves here at the top is precisely because of that. I wanted to be able to open this double chest, but yeah, you can replace those with obsidian if you want. And the second and final thing that we are using to power this farm is, of course, the bone meal. This farm is actually quite efficient in bone meal usage. We are using around 850 bone meal pieces per hour, which is not a lot, really. You can easily power this farm with a small moss-based bone meal farm pretty easily. You can actually check my video on that. That in the description. I will leave it down there, and also in the cards at your top right of the screen. Anyways, I've actually made a hopper line that goes all around the farm to be able to provide the bone meal that the farm needs with just a single input here with this copper, so you can easily extend it to wherever your bone meal storage or bone meal farm is. And well, guys, I think we made a record on the recording of this video. And yeah, that's about it for this farm. Hopefully, you find it useful. In case you are not a terraformer, I think a farm like this is might be quite much for you guys. But yeah, it's pretty useful anyways, because we are getting a ton of wood, we're getting a ton of dirt, which is kind of useless really, unless you are, as I said, a terraformer or a builder or playing in Skyblock. But still, I wanted to make the farm, and yeah, here it is, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know down in the comments if you actually use this farm, and if you find it actually useful. Please hit the thumbs up down below, and also consider subscribing for more content like this. By the way, something that I'm forgetting is I will leave down in the description a world download for this very world so that you can try the farm yourself. And also, I'm gonna leave a Litematica schematic or a link to the Litematica schematic for you to download it and paste it in your world if you actually want to build this farm. If you want to see the materials, here they are. As you can see, it's actually not that expensive to build this farm. The most items of one material that we are needing is 9 stacks, a little bit over 9 stacks of glass. So it's not a lot really, and yeah, they're also very easy to get materials. So yeah, that's it about the farm, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you, and yeah, have a great day, have a great week, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.